You join me at a tremendously exciting moment. It's Into Your Head, number 769, the last in the temporarily daily summer show series, because I seem to be running out of steam sooner than I'd hoped, but let's not run this thing into the ground, for Christ's sake. Don't panic though, there'll be more Into Your Head in the near future. It's not going away, it's just come to the end of this short season of temporarily daily summer shows. Anyway, we've a lot to get on with today. Items that need to be attended to, issues that need to be addressed, topics. Oh, topics. We've got lots and lots of topics. We're positively booming to the seams with topics. We've got topics coming out of this cotton bud. Which, although you can't tell by looking at it, it has been used. It was the last in the series of cotton buds. A bit like this podcast. It's which is the penultimate. This is the last in the series of cotton buds that I used this morning, and there was nothing left to come out on it, so it still appears to be clean, although I would argue there's probably some invisible crap on it. It's probably some invisible crap, but no, I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to keep it till the next ear session, not waste it. There's more to life than wasting things, you know. There's not wasting things, for example. There's also mowing the lawn, which I have to do after I finish making this series. I have to mow the frigging lawn for about the second time this year. I don't think I even finished it properly last time. It's going to take about a week to do it properly. I'm going to have to get out the fucking lawnmower and adjust the wheels so that it fits over the grass. At the moment, the lawnmower is too close to the ground to even go over the fucking grass. So I'm probably going to have to put her up on stilts. Put her up on some sort of a trolley, and we'll have a high up lawnmower, and then we'll cut the tops off the grass blades, and then we'll lower a bit more, and then we'll cut another half of the blades off the top, and then by then we'll be down to shaving level. We'll shave the lawn, and there'll be nothing left of us. There'll be nothing but muck and a faint hint of green stubble. That's the way I want my lawn to be. I just don't enjoy the journey to get to that. I like the destination, all right. It's just the journey. Can't be arsed with the whole lawn mowing, if you're perfectly honest. It's a pile of crap. Anyway, hello and welcome to the show.
Into Your Head.
Two cats walk into a bar. One of the cats goes straight up to the bar counter and says, "Hello, can I have a pint of your finest Guinness, please?" And the man behind the bar says, "Oh, that's original. Never heard that one before. A cat coming in and asking for a pint of Guinness. No, never happened to me before." And the cat says, "Are you being sarcastic? I can't tell." And the barman says, No, not being sarcastic at all. This is perfectly original. Never had a couple of cats come into a bar looking for a pint of Guinness, especially never during the 769 episodes of this podcast. Has never happened before, even once. That's why you can't call it a format. It's a one-off bespoke story. It's absolutely fucking fantastic. And the cat says, "Well, I'm glad to hear you're not being sarcastic, or if you are, you're not doing it properly, so it's not coming true, so you're failing to be sarcastic. Anyway, yes, a pint of your finest Guinness, please." And the man behind the bar says, "Certainly, sir. Would you like that shoved up your arse?" And the cat says, "No, I would not. And what the hell is wrong with you? You're being less than hospitable for somebody who works in the hospitality industry. You're being very dishospitable. Is that the word? Dishospitable or unhospitable or something like that. Anyway, something like that. Something vaguely similar to that. You get the general thrust of the question." And the barman says, I do indeed. "No, I've just had enough for this crap. That's all. It's the middle of the summer and I'm stuck in here in a bar dealing with cats, dealing with fictional imaginary cats who supposedly want Guinness. This whole thing about cats liking Guinness is a myth. It's the same as the thing with the cheese. Cats don't really like cheese, and they don't really like Guinness either. That's a myth. People like to spread these things. They say, "Oh yes, cats love Guinness. They go nuts for it because of the milky, creamy head." That's not cream at all. That's just a gases. It's a gaseous. It's about as much cream on that as there is on that gas planet. Which is the planet that's all gas? I don't know. Uranus or Pluto or Neptune or Saturn or one of them. Which one is the one of those is called the gas giant? Well, the head of the Guinness is like that, I can tell you. It's not like a bowl of milk. And the cat says, I don't care. Milk, cats don't drink cow's milk anyway, or any of the milks that you humans drink, because it gives us diarrhea, basically. So I prefer to have a synthesized creamy head off a Guinness than proper milk. And the barman says, well, if that's the case, you've come to the right place. Pint of my finest Guinness, is it? And the cat says, it is indeed, it is indeed. And the man behind the bar says, here you go. And the cat says, wait, that's an old one. I know for a fact that it takes several minutes to pull a proper fresh pint of Guinness. And that's an old one. You've taken that out from behind your counter there. You've had that ready. It's a reheat. It's an old one. You've probably taken it from the dregs of leftover glasses that you picked off the table. He says, oh, I'll just wait till some idiotic looking cat comes in and I'll fob him off with this crap. Well, I'm not falling for it because I'm a cat. I'm a proud cat from a long line of cats. My father before me was a cat. So was his father. His mother was a cat and her mother was a cat too. And her father was a cat. In fact, several generations before that were cats too. I don't know what we were before that. I'm not really sure what cats are descended from. I'm told they're not. They're not born in the wild unless you count tigers and lions as cats, which I don't. A tiger or a lion is not a cat. You never see a tiger or a lion playing with a ball of string or chasing a mouse or purring. So those are clearly not cats. There's no cat family there in the jungle, I can tell you. They're just basically monsters. They're monsters. They might as well be dinosaurs. They go around with their legs and their hair and their manes and they're growling. Why would you be growling? There's more to life than going around growling at things, you know. You can get just as much done and get everything you need by just purring and meowing. It's perfectly simple. And the barman says, well, thanks for telling me all that. Sorry about that. I was trying to fob you off with an old Guinness. I thought maybe because you're a cat, you wouldn't really be all that discerning about your Guinness, but apparently I'm mistaken. Here's a proper one here. And the cat says, that's not even a glass, that's a half full glass, a half empty glass stuck together. You got a half full glass of Guinness and you got a half empty glass of Guinness and you stuck them together, but then you removed half of the total, so it is just half a pint of Guinness, which is basically what would you call it? A quarter of a litre if you want to be metric, or it's a couple of ounces. I don't know why people would measure liquids in ounces. That's something the Americans do. They measure liquids in ounces. An ounce is for measuring drugs or flour or what weight you've lost in the first 2 days of your diet, or whatever else, tobacco. It's not for measuring liquids. Liquids are measured in pints and milliliters and litres and stuff like that. And the barman says, whatever. And a great night is had by all. I know what you're thinking there. You're thinking, oh, that's very interesting now. That's very interesting what he's done there. He's recorded this bit saying, that's very interesting what he's done there. And then he has to think of something to put in before this segment that's vaguely interesting. Which kind of stabbed myself in the foot there by doing this now. I have to put something interesting in before this. I can't think of, maybe I won't. Let's just pretend I said something interesting before this, and now you're thinking, oh, I see what he's done there. That's very interesting. I didn't put anything interesting in there at all. So what's happening there is that you're having a deja vu from somewhere else. You heard me or thought you heard me saying something interesting, and now you feel like it's happening again or it's happened before or something. Well, in actual fact, it hasn't happened at all. It's all in your imagination. It's all about the imagination all across the Australian nation. I think I'm feeling a bit hemmed in the house here. I think I need to get out a bit more. The sun is splitting the rocks and I'm sitting in here making podcasts. I think I may have bitten off a bit too much that I can a bit more that I can chew here. Maybe I should just swallow it or spit it out, or should I pour scalding hot water in to melt it? How would that help? I don't know. Or probably can you scald the inside of your mouth? I presume you can. I never have. You never hear about this. You hear about people scalding themselves by spilling hot water all over themselves, but you never hear about them scalding the insides of their mouth or burning their stomach with something too hot. You wonder about that. Well, I do now. It's never occurred to me before, but I wonder about it now. I'll wonder about it next week while I'm cutting the grass for only the second time this year. It's going to take about a month to do it. That's what I'll be doing for the rest of the summer, I can tell you. There's a cat. There's a cat going outbound along this interstate superhighway wall cat. I don't know. Anyway, on with the show. I've always been a great believer in the dictum, when in doubt, go and find certainty. If there's doubt there, find some certainty, and that'll thicken it up. It's like if you get some bleach that's too thin. You get that cheap watery own brand bleach, and you say, oh, this is too thin. It's too watery. This isn't going to clean my toilet. You can't clean a toilet with watery bleach, especially not the toilet brush. If you want to do that thing where you pour bleach into the toilet brush holder and you dip the toilet brush in and it makes it go white again, you need thick bleach for that. So if your bleach is too thin, here's a tip to save money. Get some thick bleach and pour it into the thin bleach, and that'll de-water it. It'll make it less watery and more concentrated. That'll concentrate, and then you put it in. You do whatever you want with it. Do all your bleachy stuff with it. You bleach away like there's no tomorrow. But for Christ's sake, keep out of reach of children and pets, and don't be putting it on anything that's not designed to be put on. That's the thing about these chemicals. You have to be careful with them. Chemicals can cause things like Hiroshima. That was caused by chemicals, or was it? Was that more not chemicals, electrons and things? Those aren't chemicals, I suppose. If you want to argue that point, it was physics that caused that, not chemistry. Chemistry is a whole different kettle of fish, and then you have biology, which would be the biological weapons as well. That's the three branches of science. I remember back in the last few years of school, they'd split up your sciences into three subjects. They'd say you can do your chemistry, you can do your physics, and you can do your biology, or pick one or two of those. If you're going to be a science geek who goes off to college to do science, you should probably do 2 or 3 of the sciences in school. Or if you've no interest in science whatsoever, avoid these top subjects like the plague. Go and do some. There's a new plague. I don't know if you realise there's a plague in the news. There's an Ebola. Oh, it's great. It's all the rage going on. There's people getting on planes and they're saying, that fella probably has Ebola. Well, we isolate him. Well, we put him in an isolation chamber. And then someone else says, we probably should. And then the fella dies. This is very poor taste. This is very poor taste. I wish I hadn't started this. I wish I hadn't started this. I'm running out of ideas. I've had plenty of energy drink. I've been drinking coffee all morning, but I seem to be running out of steam here. A lot earlier than I thought I would, I must say, with this series. I thought this would go on for the rest of the month at least. Or did I? Well, I thought I did. Apparently not, no. There's more to life than bollocks. There's more to life than bollocks. Is that a statement of any use or meaning to anyone. Will that get me out of anything? Probably not. Note to self, fade this out. I'd like to correct myself. Earlier I mentioned that the cotton bud on my table here is the last in the season of cotton buds from a particular cotton bud using session. But I also compared it to this podcast and said this podcast is the penultimate in the season of temporarily daily summer shows. That, of course, was incorrect. This is the ultimate, not the penultimate. The penultimate, I'm well aware, I'm not thick. I'm well aware that the penultimate means the second last. When I recorded that segment, I thought there was going to be one more in the season, but no, there's not. Run out of steam already. I did say at the beginning that it would go on until I've run out of steam, and it has run out of steam, so let's not flog a dead horse. Again, don't panic though. Back with normal episodes shortly. Bog standard normal episodes of a man ranting in his spare bedroom while drinking an unhealthy amount of caffeine and talking about cats. Perfectly normal. Absolutely. Back to perfectly normal programming soon. Anyway, on with the end of the show.
Sit, Shrodie, sit. Good cat.